Hello, friends, and welcome back to Load of Crock. Yes, back because it's been a while since I've shared any videos. Let's check off the things that have happened since my last YouTube video. Rang in 2024, check. Went on a lovely spring break, check. Celebrated a birthday, check. Enjoyed a long, lovely summer, check. Got my hair cut and colored multiple times, check. Sent my son back to school, check. Launched Load of Crock's parchment paper liners, check. So it has been a very fun-filled, life is happening last 8 months, but I'm super pumped to be back because on today's episode of Load of Crock, we're gonna go ahead and check something else off the list. We're making cheesy potatoes in the crock pot, check. Okay, friends, for this recipe, you're going to need frozen diced potatoes, whatever might be your favorite kind, a can of cream of mushroom soup, some shredded marble jack cheese. I've got top the tater here, but any chive and onion mix works, and some cornflakes, which I'm going to touch on, so stick with me here. In a bowl, put your potatoes, your cream of mushroom, your top the tater, half of your shredded cheese, and some salt and pepper to taste. Then you're going to want to give this a really good mix, making sure all the potatoes are covered. I've got a little bit flying everywhere, part of the process, don't worry about it. Then grab your crock pot, drop the potato mix down in there, and then take a minute to make sure it's nice and even across the crock pot. And then you'll grab the rest of your shredded cheese and you're going to put it over the top. You'll put it on low for 3 hours and it's going to be cheesy and lovely. Now, here's the part about the cornflakes. If you want, you can then put some cornflakes over the top, melt a stick of butter, put that over the top, put it back on high for 30 minutes. But I want to share just a little bit of feedback on that process right after this. So again, stick with me while I chat through that. Okay, put that cheesy goodness on low for 3 hours. And it is perfection. It is so good. Now, one thing, cautionary tale, maybe that's what I call it. Either way, I had cornflakes in the overhead. You probably saw that. I sometimes have crunched up cornflakes and put them on top after the 3 hours, high for about 30 minutes. Here's the thing. Sometimes they make it nice and crunchy. Sometimes they're kind of mushy. And I think it really all depends on your crock pot, how hot it gets. Did you open the lid at all while it was cooking? That can affect all of what the heat is when you put the cornflakes on at the end. So I'd say for your first run, maybe steer clear of the cornflakes. But when you're feeling crazy, maybe you want to give it a try, go for it. Easy enough to scrape off if they don't end up as crunchy as you would like. So that's kind of my little tale there, cautionary. I'm not even sure if I'm using that correctly. Doesn't matter. Also, the liners that I showed you, buy them, don't buy them. This isn't an ad. What I'm saying is that I figured out while doing this recipe is that after it had cooled and the potatoes that were left, I pulled them out and I was able to put the leftovers in the parchment paper in a Tupperware to store in the refrigerator. So I honestly had never even tried that before and it worked great, allowing for yet another dish, the Tupperware, to have minimal cleanup because it was actually being stored in the parchment paper. So just a few things there to throw out about this dish, but perfect comfort fall food, minimal ingredients, super easy to make, great side dish, or if you're a carb-loving dairy whatever I would consider myself gorging person, it could also be a main dish too. Just saying, think about it. You guys, thank you so much. It has been 8 months since I posted my last video, and I have continued to have audiences remained engaged, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So if you are looking for more information, either on the parchment paper liners I talked about, but as always, more information, tips, tricks on this recipe and others, please visit myloadofcrock.com. So now, I think it's time to check out these cheesy potatoes in the crock pot.